We have the honor and the privilege of hearing from him tonight. He's going to take us through the story of Black Panther, pull out some insights. So those of you who are here again, welcome to you, Facebook Live. And can you all help me to welcome our featured speaker, Minister L.P. Give him a hand as he makes his way to the stage.
Everybody in here is a leader. Everybody under the sound of my voice. You are a leader, not because you stand before a group of people, not because you're so popular or high and mighty. You are a leader because you have a specific gift that God put on the inside of you. And that gift that you have, that is your domain in the kingdom of God. And in that domain that you have, that is what made you a leader. So this is principles for you. What is leadership? Everybody have their own definition of leadership. Being that I am a member of the great Church of Faith Chapel, I've learned a lot about leadership from Pastor Mike Moore, and definitely this presentation is inspired by that. So the question was, who am I? Am I T'Challa or am I Killmonger? T'Challa and Killmonger, these were the two individuals that hashed it out in this movie. And both of them were leaders. And they had leadership skills. And they led people. And the question is, do you identify with the leadership skills of T'Challa? Or do you operate and function according to the leadership skills of Killmonger? Do you have the characteristics of T'Challa, or do you have the characteristics of Killmonger? T'Challa had an involved father that trained him from a boy. When T'Challa went back to the ancestral plane to unite with his dad, after his dad was died and his dad died and he was the Black Panther and king, he went to the ancestral plane and he went to his dad. He said, Dad, he said, I'm not ready. His dad said, yes, you are ready. I've trained you. You've been with me since you were a boy. And T'Challa had to clear it up and say, well, I'm just saying I'm not ready to be without you. But he had his dad trained him since he was a boy. Don't you know, if you were connected at the hip with dad, and dad was a big deal, and you got to watch dad and be with dad, that would put some great leadership skills on the inside of you, right? That's what he had. Look at that. He a grown man. His dad still loves him and affirms him and things of that nature. Oh my God. The love of a father. Come on now. T'Challa had a supportive mother and sister. Ladies, where my ladies at? Where my supportive mothers at? Where my supportive sisters at? See, I want y'all to think about it. Whenever T'Challa was in that fight with my man M'Baku, y'all remember M'Baku? M'Baku was the truth. I liked M'Baku. Y'all liked M'Baku? We have watched from the mountain. We have watched and listened with disgust as you have allowed your technological advancements to be overseen by a child who scoffs at tradition. I know you want to hand the nation over to this prince who could not keep his own father safe. He had a good mindset. It's just he couldn't fool with T'Challa because he didn't have a support system that T'Challa had, because when they were fighting, he was winning. He was winning. He was about to lose, and what did Mama say? Show them who you are. That boy came to. He said, I am Prince T'Challa, son of King T'Chaka. He had to tell him who he was. He had to remind himself who he was, the stock that he came from. And that stirred him up. And right after that, his sister said, "You can do this, T'Challa." And when she said that, it was on like Donkey Kong. And he won that battle. It's because of that feminine energy that was behind him to motivate him. Sisters, what God created you for? What did God create the woman for? To help. That ain't no inferior role. If I need to move a refrigerator or a stove and I need somebody to help me, I'm either going to want somebody that's as strong as me or stronger. If they as strong as me or stronger, I definitely can move this refrigerator. That's good help. So when God said, I'm going to make woman and she's going to help, that ain't just no little sidebar job. Say she's a help meet. That means a helper, a intercessor, one called alongside to help. Don't that sound familiar? Somebody else got that role? Who else got that role? The Holy Ghost. So you mean the woman got the same job description as the Holy Ghost? What was the first thing he did? He submitted to the wisdom of his little sister. And guess what his little sister is? She's a millennial. Now you remember M'Baku had a problem with the millennial. Because the millennial, she was like, raised her hand. She's like, "This corset is very uncomfortable. Could we please just wrap it up and go home?" What she was saying is, enough is enough of this traditional stuff. Because the millennials, they like, we trying to push this tradition onto them, and the millennials like, let's just move forward. Why we got to do all this traditional stuff? That's why M'Baku had a problem with her, because she scoffed at tradition. M'Baku lived in the mountains. M'Baku did not mess with technology. He was hung up on what we always did. That's the mindset of the millennials. They coming up with stuff. And he submitted to that wisdom of the millennial. His little sister, the king. There's some wisdom in that. He got some information from Nakia, and he took it to his brother and was like, "Hey man, let me run this by you. What you think about this?" Nakia said we should do foreign aid. What's your thoughts on this? This is follower, but he's spending quality time with his followers, running stuff by them. This is the leadership of T'Challa. He had to go do a job in Asia. He took Nakia and Okoye with him. He needed some help. I want y'all to think about this. Okoye, with the red dress, she is the mightiest warrior in all of Wakanda. Nakia is one of the most wisest individuals in the entire movie. Because everything that he stood up at the end and said that Wakanda is going to do, foreign aid, helping others, allowing others in, she brought that to him in the beginning of the movie. And he stood before the UN and said, that's what we're going to do. He stood up and said everything that she told him that Wakanda should do. Wakanda is strong enough to protect us and help others. That's what she told him in the beginning of the movie. So she's the wisest one. Now, his little sister is the smartest one. What do Okoye, Nakia, and his little sister Shuri have in common? All women. Okay, Y'all missed that. Y'all missed it. Y'all gonna catch it. You gonna catch it. You gonna catch it. He had access to a spiritual leader. If you functioning in this world right now, you need spiritual leadership. You know, people say stuff, I don't need no pastor. I don't need no man. I don't need nobody telling me what to do. I got my own relationship with God. They can't tell me. You need a spiritual leader. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Show me somebody doing great things in the kingdom. I'll show you somebody that got good spiritual leadership. That's what he had access to. T'Challa was merciful. He was a merciful king. Look, the bottom right there when he's fighting M'Baku, that's at the end of the battle. Now he had two choices. Toss him over the ledge or make him yield or say, I give up. M'Baku chose to, nah, go on, kill me. But T'Challa said, yield. Your people need you. That's mercy. Your people need you. Yield. Then right there was the first time he got face to face with Killmonger. What was the first thing he said to him? He said, the only reason I don't kill you is because I know who you are. No, excuse me. He said, the only reason why I don't kill you where you stand is because I know who you are. That's mercy. That's the first act of mercy. Then when they got the bumping, a lot of people ain't pay attention to it, but my wife was talking. She said, baby, T'Challa got whooped in that fight. And a lot of people say that. Don't y'all agree he got whooped, right? A lot of people didn't pay attention. When they were fighting, he got Killmonger on the ground and put the spear in his face and let him get up. That's the second act of mercy. Third act of mercy. Instead of jabbing him in his throat, he just cut the side of his face. He didn't want to kill that boy. Merciful king. Now watch this. Because of his mercy to M'Baku, when Killmonger threw him off the ledge, M'Baku's people that he told M'Baku need you, M'Baku's people found his body, took him, and they put his body on ice so that he wouldn't die. So the very people he showed mercy to was the people that saved his life. Y'all missed that. The same people he showed mercy to was the people that saved his life. Come on, y'all. Ain't that good? It's benefits in being merciful. A good king is merciful. T'Challa had a perfect balance of wisdom in his circle. He had a combination of tradition and progress. Tradition is good, but you need some progress in the camp too. Being all progressive and all millennial-ish is good, but you need some tradition mixed with that thing. That's what he had. Killmonger. Look, y'all lighten up. Women, y'all better chill with all that. You supposed to be saved. Killmonger graduated from the Naval Academy and MIT, which is a private research university in Cambridge University. The boy was smart. He was a Navy SEAL who trained for unconventional warfare on sea, air, and land. He joined the JSOC unit, which is an elite secretive military. It's the elite secretive military leaders who killed Osama bin Laden. That's the boys he was running with. So he was educated by the best of the best. He was trained by the best of the best. So the boy was bad. Now, a lot of people like, man, I identify with Killmonger, man. Hey, man, you know what I'm saying? For real, man, that dude, man, hey, bro, you know what I'm saying? Man, that dude will fly, cuz. That dude will fly, for real, for real. And all the women like, ooh, that's Killmonger, he just, that's who I like. Yeah. Listen at her. I'm going to tell you why we identify with him so much. Because he one of us. Watch this. Look. Y'all remember, you see in the bottom? Remember that. He got them gold teeth at the bottom. Remember that. Look at your neighbor and say, remember that. Killmonger was abandoned in a land that he cannot call his own. Raised without his father, plagued by rejection and brokenness and environmental norms as an African American. He was conscious of the oppression of his people and knowledgeable of the history and methods of the oppressors. The results of this type of lifestyle is traumatic. We identify with Killmonger because that boy was traumatized. And a lot of us, we've been traumatized. We got trauma in our lives. That boy was mentally unstable, and it's a whole lot of us mentally unstable because of the things that we experienced like that. That's why we identify with that boy. When you process trauma incorrectly, every decision that you make will be based on negative emotions. A lot of the decisions that you make, they based on negative emotions because you've been traumatized. Everything that boy did. You remember on that part right there? That boy said, I lied. I killed in my own country. I ran Iraq. I murdered people on this continent, my own people, and all this death just so I can kill you. He didn't say nothing about, I want to help black people, and black people have been marginalized. He didn't say that. He told his true motive. He wanted to do all that just because he wanted to kill that boy. He wasn't stuck about no helping no black people. It was negative emotions. Because them folks, them kind of people, they forgot about me. They left me. So I'm mad at them. I'm pointing the finger at them. Because them folks didn't come help me. Them folks didn't come help me. They didn't come help me. You know how we like to blame? It's my daddy's fault. It's my mama's fault. It's the system. You know how we like to play that game? They ain't doing us right, so we not going to stand for the national anthem. We going to take a knee. We going to boycott. We ain't going to watch football no more. Because they being mean to us. Not let's strategize and create our own league and do our own thing. And we're not going to shut them out. We can let them come and play. But we're just going to do our own thing because they don't. But that take responsibility. When you don't want responsibility, you like to stay in bondage. Because while you're in bondage, you can always blame somebody. Power does not corrupt people. People corrupt power. William Caddis, an American novelist. Power don't corrupt people. Broken people corrupt power. What was Killmonger's first act as king? Y'all remember what the first thing he did? Say what he did. Okay, we'll see right here. He choked an elderly woman and commanded her to burn the heart-shaped herbs. He choked an elderly woman, everybody say woman, and burn the heart-shaped herbs. Okay, choke the woman, burn the heart-shaped herb. If he burned the heart-shaped herb, then can't nobody else be king after him. He wasn't thinking about nobody but him. What's up? What's up, man? I never yielded. And as you can see, I am not dead. Man, that Chandler stuff is over with, man. Hey, kill that clown. Sent somebody else to go kill T'Challa. He didn't want to fight T'Challa. But right after that, the women said, your heart is so filled with hate, you're not fit to be a king. Doom, doom. They was ready. Y'all remember that? So he shot and killed his old lady, choked out the older lady, ready to fight the Dure Milaje, which is women. Then he cut that woman's throat. Then he beat up Nakia and T'Challa's sister. What's up with all this hostility toward women? Question, where was his mama? Anybody? Where was mama? Where was mama? Where was mama? Where she was at? You don't know nothing about her. She wasn't in the picture. So the relationship couldn't have been good. He ain't had that feminine energy. And so it's obvious he had a problem with the feminine energy. Where was mama? Mamas, pay attention. Better love on them boys. It all came out in the final fight. Y'all remember whenever they was fighting up there under that train? He said, you want us to become just like the people that you hate. He said, I learned from my oppressors, find out how they think. He said, T'Challa said, you have become them. Where he went to college at? Then he went to the military, learned how to go overseas, destabilize countries, overtake the leadership, take the natural resources. So he came to T'Challa, he came to Wakanda, did the same thing. That's why T'Challa said, you have become them. He said, you will destroy the whole world, Wakanda included. And then he said this. The world took everything away from me, everything I ever loved. Ooh, that emotion, it came out. He hurting because of what he lost, because of what went on in him. And that's why he was functioning like that, broken. He learned from his mentor. Remember I told y'all, remember them gold teeth? That man right there got them gold teeth at the bottom. LP, how you figure that was his mentor? Y'all remember whenever they was at the museum? And he pop, 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 pop. And then he told, hey, come here. Look, you can go, but don't tell nobody. Dude ran off and he pop. And he said, what'd you do that for? He said, you spread the crime scene out, make us look like amateurs. That's who was teaching that boy. You remember, his dad helped that man to get the vibranium from Wakanda. His daddy did. Ooh. The source of his problem, Killmonger's serious daddy issues. LP, what you mean? How you figure that? Okay. When the movie came on, what was Daddy doing? Daddy was plotting a robbery. He had one job. Wakanda sent him there to be a war dog to observe and watch what was going on. But he ended up hooking up with this guy and gave him the keys to what he needed to know to go into Wakanda to steal the vibranium so he could bring the vibranium back to him. Daddy did that. And because he did that, that's why King T'Chaka killed him. Because he tried to turn the gun on James, his little homeboy. Because the king said, hey man, I sent James here to watch you. And James showed me that you the one who betrayed Wakanda. So while little Killmonger was outside playing ball, Daddy was plotting a robbery. He came to America, and the culture of the African American culture got into him, stirred him up, and he conformed to what was going on. And that's why he was negligent to his boy. That's the example that he set for his boy. And he had to die an untimely death because he didn't want to do what he was created to do and told to do. And all the other dysfunction was tied directly. Remember when he went back to the ancestral plane to go and meet Dad? You remember he showed up as a what? He showed up as a little kid. He didn't show up as a grown man, showed up as a little kid. Asking kid questions. I would have sent you, I would have taken you home a long time ago, son. But I'm afraid that they will say that you are lost.